So it's late July, football season right around the corner. And, I'm not the biggest fan guy. I'm not the biggest football fan, watch all the games, favorite teams and all of that. I'm a former college athlete, football, baseball. But let me tell you, I'm just going to go ahead and be outright and honest with you. This year, I'm with them Colorado Buffs. Colorado Buffaloes. University of Colorado, whatever you want to call it. Call me what you want. Call me a fan. Call me I'm not a fan, I guess, but call me a bandwagon fan, whatever you want. I'm going to be watching these Buffaloes this year, and this is why. I'm one of those guys who's considered a bandwagon fan with Jackson State over the last couple of years. Coach Prime's first full year, I followed it. For whatever reason, I just took on to it. I really was shooting for them, being the underdogs, and really didn't follow much leading up to it. But I really got engrossed in the story and the storyline, and even more so that second year, especially when Buckys started to really take off with his content and just really fall into content, because it's more than just the sport; it's the story behind it. So I really got into it. They did a really good job of showing the behind the scenes of a successful team, a successful season, showing a lot of people who were not athletes, who love sports and who want to talk about what it's like behind the scenes, the work, the grind, the drama, the team camaraderie, all of that. Yeah, it brings back memories, but that's not really. It's just a great content. It's just a great show in addition to the sport. And they played good ball, especially from what they were. And I followed the transition all the way up to now Colorado. I mean, I was really in the thick of it. I went to both Celebration Bowls. I may even go to the Celebration Bowl kickoff with Jackson State this year, being that it's in Atlanta. But let me tell you, I've been following these boys. I'm not a super duper fan. I don't know everything in stats. And let me tell you, I've been following this thing, and people are going to be shook. And it's one thing, I guess, for lack of better terms, that I regret, is that I really didn't kind of talk about my experience following Jackson State. And I caught a lot of flack from people who went to Jackson State. They know who they are if they see this video, but they really, gave me, but I didn't care. I wasn't the type to go get the gear, but I really followed. I watched pretty much all the games. I tracked it down on TV. It was hard to find. I missed a lot of games of maybe teams that I've followed over the years who are more popular, like the Georgia Bulldogs and things like that. I have a cousin at Georgia Tech, and I really kind of, got in on the season, and I believe this season is definitely going to be that. It's the first season. It's going to be exciting. It's got a lot of naysayers, and I really look forward to talking about the games from the very first game at TCU to, I don't know the schedule, but the very end. But this year, I really plan on really talking about it, because I really wanted to. I was kind of on the island, but I'm definitely going to put some stuff out. I have the platform to do it, so I just want to get it straight. No shame, no shrinking back. I know people are going to talk junk. Everybody's hating on Coach Prime. I'm watching right now just what happened with the Pac-12 media day, and I'm looking at Buckys, well-off media's content, and DNVR, and different platforms that I've been following recently in Colorado, and just looking at, like, they're getting significantly more just views when they put them on. Like, they have like 60,000 views on the press conference compared to, like, I think the closest one is like 2,000. They have the heart. I feel like Colorado's America's team. Georgia has been dominant, and everybody, it's like, after you be dominant for so long, like Alabama was, people look for that next thing. And I think Colorado is that next team, from starting the team, in the press, for them getting rid of like 70, maybe even 80% of their team from last year, to bring a whole new team in, a whole new staff in, and expecting to win, and expecting to dominate. And if they do, it would be a story for a lifetime. They need to make a movie about it. But it's going to be an exciting thing. If you are a Colorado Buff fan, definitely tune in, because I plan on watching the games, and I plan on talking about the games and what's going on. And I mean, even the stuff that's going on right now, it's a lot of commentary on it, as far as, the new players coming in and what are they doing and what are they going to do, and are they going to be any good, and why some of them didn't make the first team, second team, didn't even make honorable mention. And just, that chip on their shoulder that they're going to have, some of these great players from Florida State and Tennessee and all these other schools. And it's surprising, well, not surprising. A lot of people are not watching this. They're just hearing the hype about Colorado, think it's about Coach Prime, from the underrating, of Shador, and, oh, he's just the coach's son, and not realize how talented he is and his numbers. But, oh, he just did that at Jackson State. And the SWAC, as if that's a weak conference. People really don't know what they're talking about as far as the history and the talent. And some of these players may have left bigger programs. They did leave bigger programs to go there, but it wasn't always because of their talent. Maybe it was opportunity. Maybe it was the coach left, like we see now with the portal. But the SWAC has always been known for the skilled players. And it's not all about them going to the NFL or not. But these players are competitive. They're talented. They're just maybe a little scattered. Maybe the team is not as developed. Maybe their facilities and their resources are not. But they have players in the SWAC. Jackson State had a lot of them. They have more than the average. That's why they were dominant, because they wanted to play with Coach Prime. And there's still some there at Jackson State. But a lot of these guys who came from Jackson State are going to surprise you. While you comparing them to SWAC talent, as if you know what that is, and you comparing them to Jackson State talent. Again, it's going to be a very surprising year, and it's going to be great. So I look forward to getting in on the conversation. So make sure you all are subscribing and following, because it's going to get real interesting in the next a little over a month. It's going to be hype. Everybody's going to be talking about it, and it's on the proper platform. It's on a bigger platform than Jackson. A lot of games in Jackson couldn't have on television, or it's only online. And you really would have got to see a lot of things, but the competition is going to be better. But Colorado also has better as well. So keep an eye out. If you didn't know, keep an eye out for Colorado. And I will be definitely talking about that, in addition to what else I'm talking about. But I'm definitely going to be talking about it. So keep an eye out. Talk to y'all soon.